creating guest users and managing their permissions. While logged in as an administrator, go to Administration, Create New User. Come up with a username and password for your guest. We recommend adding a guest label to the username to clearly indicate that this is a guest account. Click Create User. Save the created user login credentials. You'll need them later to give access to your guest. You can also save the automatic Virola launch link and give it to your guest when their account is fully configured. With this link, your guest won't need to enter their login credentials manually. In the next step, you'll be prompted to create chats with your new guest user. By default, Create Private Chat option is checked. Keep it to stay connected with your guest in a private chat room. You can also choose to create a group chat with this user and give it a name. Only you and your guest will be added to the room by default. You will need to add other users later. Click Create Chats to continue. On the next step, you'll have a chance to pre-configure Virola state and behavior after your guest first login. Just choose what Virola should do after login and what devices to enable. After this, save the automatic launch link and give it to your guest when their account configuration is finished. If you don't need this, just click Next. You can now add the user to existing chat rooms. For example, I'll add our guest to Transformational Leadership. You can also skip this step and add them later. Here's our private room with Jacob Guest. Now let's use the search bar to find the new group chat. Here it is, the group room with Jacob Guest. If you right-click on the Room tab, you can add other users to this chat. For convenience, I'll pin this room so it appears at the top of my chat list. Let's also check if Jacob is in the Transformational Leadership group. Yes, he is. Perfect. Now let's configure the guest's permissions. Go to Administration, Permissions. The first three tabs define permissions for all users globally. To configure permissions for a specific user, go to the Individual tab. We recommend starting with global permissions for that user. Search for your guest. Click on their name. A window will open where you can apply global permissions. We suggest disabling the guest's ability to create private and group chats. This will prevent them from looking up specific users on your server and creating chat rooms you cannot control. You can also disable the Change Password option. But remember that admins can reset or change users' passwords at any time. Of course, you can adjust these permissions the way you'd prefer. To set permissions for a guest in a specific chat room, go again to Individual. Configure permissions for an individual user in a specific group chat room. Find the user by name, select the desired chat, and in the opened window, toggle the options you want to allow or deny. Personally, I don't see much reason to change anything here. Maybe only to disable meeting recording. Keep in mind that permissions in Virola are inherited. For example, if I disable the record meeting option for all users in this room, the guest will automatically inherit this restriction. However, you can override that rule and allow recording specifically for this guest, while keeping it disabled for everyone else. In this case, I'll return it to default and disable it for the guest only. Again, all these settings are entirely up to you. You can also access a user's permissions directly from a chat room. Click on the user's avatar, then click the key icon. This opens the permissions window for that specific user in this room. Double-check that everything is set up correctly. In our case, meeting recording is disabled and global permissions are applied as configured. Before giving the guest login credentials or the automatic launch link, you can log into Virola under their account to see exactly how the interface looks for them. If you have any questions, we're always happy to help. Just reach out in our support chat or visit virola.io.